YouTube was down, Mr. Borzell, and I'm back with another banger video. In this video, we got Canelo refuses to say David Benavidez's name after defeating Edgar Berlanga. The whole world knew he was going to beat Edgar Berlanga, and the whole world knows that he's scared of Dimitri Bivol, David Benavidez, and Terence Crawford in that order. You know, those the three guys, the guys who shall not be named. Canelo acts like his loss against Bivol don't exist. He didn't get it back in blood. You got an unavenged loss, Canelo. You got an unavenged loss. I know that shit hurt. Call yourself the best in the world. You got an unavenged loss against a guy in his prime that you could easily fight. He'll fight you at the drop of a pen. But you're not like that, Mr. Canelo. Let's get it.
YouTube, it's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, Saul Canelo Alvarez defeats Edgar Berlanga by unanimous decision. He dropped Edgar Berlanga in, I believe, the third round, and he won a unanimous decision. Edgar Berlanga was very active. He was competitive in his fight. But again, the inexperience on the part of Edgar Berlanga, it showed heavily. It showed heavily. This was the issue with this fight to begin with, is that Edgar Berlanga has not had the experience. He never fought a world champion, a former world champion, or fought for an elimination, a world title. He has not fought at this level. And he has talent, he has skills, but he lacks the experience, and it showed up big time tonight. And I'm more disappointed in the commentary and the post fight, because in the post fight, they absolutely refused to ask Canelo Alvarez when asking him was next, and Canelo Alvarez saying, "I'm the best fighter in the world." What they're going to say now? They never mentioned the two-time WBC super middleweight world champion, Mexican Ecuadorian superstar boxer, David Benavidez. They never mentioned him. Nor did they mention Terence Crawford. They neglect to bring up those fighters. Why? Because they don't want to upset Canelo Alvarez. Again, shouts out to Canelo Alvarez. Shouts out, he earned this position. But this is the problem when you have people in position of power in the sport of boxing. You have networks and managements and promotional companies that are hesitant to ask him about specific fights that the fans want to see in its totality. Everybody wants to see Benavidez versus Canelo Alvarez. No slight or disrespect to Edgar Berlanga, but nobody was calling for an Edgar Berlanga Canelo Alvarez fight. David Benavidez has been his World Boxing Council, better known as WBC, mandatory challenger. He's never lost his title in the ring. He's earned his position to fight Canelo. Yet Canelo maneuvers around David Benavidez, and nobody cares. They'll pay him $32 million to fight a guy who's never fought for a world title. We want to see David Benavidez. They never even mentioned his name because they did not want to upset Canelo Alvarez, and that's a shame. But once again, Edgar Berlanga.
Yeah, boxing is so political and so racially driven. You know, it's political in terms of these promoters. The guys who get the top pay per view sales, they kiss their ass and act like they shit don't stink pretty much. The tanks of the world. Tank will fight a nobody and they'll call him the greatest in the world. Another guy will beat some top level competition, they'll discredit him because he's a threat to Tank. Same thing for Canelo. Benavidez will beat a Andre who Canelo been ducking. He'll beat a Killer Plant. I mean Killer Plant. It is what it is. But he'll beat a Andre, somebody that Canelo ducked. Canelo also ducked Jamal Charlo, but Jamal is not in any fighting shape, and he won't get any credit for it. But Canelo will beat the Edgar Berlanga, which is ridiculous, and people will call him the greatest thing since sliced bread. But we all know he turned it down top competition, and the race fans might be the worst of all because they just like worker bees. They hive minded. Whatever Canelo says, their reality. Canelo could slap them, tell them he lying, and they'll still say he's not. That's just how high-minded these guys are. It's kind of funny when you take an outside look at it and see how these guys have no control over their themselves and their own brain. How they're not free thinkers. Canelo thinks for them. So, bro, it's disappointing, bro.
He outperformed what people thought was going to happen, including myself. I had him get knocked out in the sixth round. He outperformed that, right? And he was very, very competitive. He was game. He was a dog. He took big punches. He got up off the canvas and he continued to let his hands go. More so than Jamel Charlo by far, but he lacked the experience. Jamel Charlo had championship experience. He was an undisputed champion. So shouts out to Edgar Berlanga. I want to see Edgar Berlanga versus Caleb Plant, Jaime Munguia, and those fighters at 168. But they should have asked Canelo Alvarez about Benavidez on the spot. They didn't want to upset him. So let's see what's next. And
What's next is him to retire because he just holding up the belt. Shout out Blue Blood Sports TV, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Till next time, man.